Hello, young lady.
Hello.
What a crazy episode this is going to be.
Wow. Okay. For the record, the sound is rolling and the 3 cameras are rolling. And we apologize for not having an episode last week. But we really worked our butt off to try and get one out.
No, we did an episode last week. And if you want to know my theory, my theory is because we argued and got a little uncomfortable, I think Rick was like, oh, sound didn't work. That's what I think. That's what I think.
No. I tried to troubleshoot it with him. We could have played video. We had an episode all recorded on video camera. But we had an issue with the sound card. Well,
and that's what sucks is God, last week and this week, we literally had no time.
Well, we did it on a day we didn't normally do it because we were like trying to cram it in. And then we were about to leave town and we were like, okay, let's just take a break because it's hard to just like crank one out and then it doesn't work and then sit at the table again and crank another one out.
We just didn't have time. We literally did not have time to come back and do it. So, and it was a bummer because, man, I always feel I have this innate sense of letting people down. Like I really felt like, man, we really let people down.
Did you get messages about it because there wasn't an episode?
I don't think I did. No, I haven't been really. I mean, we've been so freaking busy. So this week we have to cover 2 weeks.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, like talk about 2 weeks. I thought you were saying like now this week we have to film 2 episodes because we've got like something else coming up. That's what I thought you meant. Just because life feels so crazy right now.
It has been absolutely nuts. But very quickly, our sponsors, I want to really focus on Old Salt Coffee because we have these beautiful challenge coins. They're not moving as fast as I would like. And they're just gorgeous. I mean, look at these things.
They're beautiful.
I'll put it right there on that camera. They are absolutely beautiful. And the way that you get one of these is by getting a subscription.
And signing up with the code Trevino10.
Sign up for a subscription with the code Trevino10, and I will personally mail you one of these coins. And they are limited edition.
And the coffee is good. Like, I feel like we don't ever talk about the fact that, like, it's good coffee. I bought coffee this week while we were traveling. I was going to say that. And I was so bummed by my coffee every morning because I was like, this does not taste like it's supposed to. Yeah.
And it's funny because, you know, yes, it's good coffee. And yes, we got used to it. But I really didn't have a comparison. Today we landed, which by the way, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
We landed in San Antonio. They had one of those machines where you put the cup in and you kind of prepay, and it's supposed to be...
It's like a coffee vending machine, but like with real milk and everything in there.
It's supposed to be coffee shop quality or whatever, you know, and it does the whole thing. And I was just bummed.
Yeah.
Because I am used to Old Salt coffee.
Yeah.
And it's good coffee. And you're going to drink coffee anyway.
I know. This weekend I kept adding more creamer to my coffee, and Rebecca would be like, does it taste better? And I'm like, no, it still does not taste like a coffee at all.
And you didn't buy
I didn't buy bad coffee.
I mean, it wasn't Folgers. No offense to Folgers, but it wasn't the bucket that your grandma has, you know.
The plastic tub.
So please, guys, Old Salt Coffee. Not only does it help us, it is a veteran-owned and operated company. And with the code Trevino10, every bag of coffee that you buy, we get $1 for Helicopters for Heroes. So please, don't make me beg. Don't make me beg. If you're drinking coffee and you're not ordering from Old Salt Coffee, you're a bad person.
At least try it. Try it.
Give it a bash. And also Aztec Chevrolet, very excited. That's one of the reasons that I can't. Well, first of all, I don't even think we're so everywhere. It is Monday night right now. It is Monday night.
We are podcasting in the dark. We put the kiddos to bed early because they start school tomorrow. I can't believe that they're both in bed right now and asleep.
Good. Tomorrow's school. Tomorrow. Yeah, and by the way, you're taking Delilah to daycare for the first time. Not me. That way I can establish, like my old joke, of me picking her up, you dropping her off, and me. But I gotta.
But this is different. We keep asking her if she's ready to go to school, and she says yes, like right away. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm like, are you ready for school, Delilah? Yes. Mm-hmm. And she is freaking. I am like, that girl is wrecking me with her cuteness.
She's a lot of fun right now.
I have moments, and I, maybe other dads and moms probably can understand it. There's moments of just love that I just love. Like there's moments of this, I just admire her. Like I look at her and like I'm just in love.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I am in love with my son. Me and my son have a very, very special thing.
Yeah.
You know, me and Garrett are man, we are thick as thieves, man. We have become very, very close, Garrett and I. So, but it's different. It's a cuteness that I can't handle. I mean, she'll come up to me and she'll go, here you go. And she'll just hand you something, but she'll say, here you go. And I'm just like, I melt. Like I really, and it's a feeling that I've never had before. You know, it's a different kind of love.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy part is people tell you that. You know, people tell you that, yes, of course you love your spouse. And I love you. Yeah. You know, and that is a different kind of love that I have with Garrett. I have a different kind of love with Garrett and a different kind of love for Delilah now. Yeah. And I just don't have room. I'm running out of room for all this love.
No, there's just a playfulness about her. She's such a silly, playful kid.
Here
she has
you go.
Such a little sense of humor. Yeah.
And man, you know what? And there was a moment, you know, and not to brag about us, but you know, everybody always says the first one is the well-behaved, the good one, you know, and then Delilah.
Well, I would agree with that. Delilah's. I mean, she's not terrible. She's getting better, but she's
Delilah's
not like
great.
A little prim and proper.
Delilah's great.
Yeah.
She doesn't cry. She listens when you ask her to do something.
Yeah. Although she fake cries this weekend.
Well, she's like her mama.
This weekend she was pulling the fake cry. She said her fake cry is getting pretty good.
And I like it. And I'm like, oh, baby, come here. And then Renee's like, don't do that shit to me. Don't fucking pull that.
I said, don't fake cry. Don't fake cry, Delilah.
But it's just been a whirlwind. You know, we kicked off the theater tour with me.
With a bang. You kicked off the theater tour with a bang.
Well, I had dental surgery Wednesday. Literally dental surgery Wednesday. And I'm trying to...
No, you walked in from your dental... First of all, I was like, shouldn't I be driving you or like bringing you home? Or aren't there drugs that happen when you have dental surgery? But you walk in and you get on a Zoom.
I had a Zoom meeting.
With like the cotton wad still in your mouth.
And I just did the meeting. And then I flew out the next day to Phoenix. And man, you know, it was just awesome. It was awesome.
The Orpheum Theater.
It was so freaking cool, man. And the theater was awesome. And the shows were awesome.
Well, it was nuts because I was not going to go. I was going to stay back with the kids because you had to be in Phoenix 2 nights. And then you were off to Chicago for a night. And it just seemed a little nutty. But then I was like, I really wanted to be there. I wanted to be there for the kickoff of the theater tour.
And those of you that know me, my whole goal in life is to make my wife happy. And my wife takes advantage of that.
Oh, no, that's not true.
We're literally driving hours before I have to leave to the airport. Hours. And she gives me her little puppy dog. I really wanted to be there for the kickoff of the theater tour. And I'm like, oh my God.
I did not play you like that.
I'm like, why didn't you tell me weeks ago? Well, I didn't want to say anything.
No, because usually if you want us to be there as a family, like it's a lot to travel with all of us. And usually if you want us to be there,
I always want you to be there.
You take the lead on that. I let you take the lead on that.
I always want my family to be there. Always. There's never a time that I don't want my family there. However, there are times where it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, or you'll say, I think it's best you and the kids sit this one out.
You know, and this one was one of those that unfortunately, because I was grossly underestimated by my team, we ended up adding a show on Thursday. So the plan was Friday, Phoenix, wake up in the morning, fly to Chicago, do a show in Chicago, come home. Yeah. That was the plan. Yeah. Well, all of a sudden, Chicago sells out, we add another show. All of a sudden, Phoenix sells out. They don't want to do a second show on Friday. They want to do it on Thursday.
Well, some theaters still have like COVID protocols. They have to like
So-
sanitize the whole place.
So now all of a sudden, you know, when I wanted to get off the road and not be on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I have now found myself on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we decided, like, well, in my head, I was like, well, it doesn't make any sense. I can't bring the family.
Right.
Right. And then it doesn't make sense for you to come and fly to Phoenix, hang out in Phoenix, then fly to Chicago. I can't fly the whole family to Phoenix, then to Chicago, and then home.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, well, look, I mean, it is what it is. Had it been Friday and Saturday, then me and you would have flown out Friday, done Phoenix, flown to Chicago, done Chicago, came back. But, it was one of those deals. But anyway, I was so happy that you came. Everybody was so happy to see you.
I was able to get a plane ticket. It was good to see the rest of the team, and I was so glad I was there for the.
And I
I
love how people love you. I love it.
Oh, that was awesome!
I love
yeah.
it. I love that people want to take pictures with you. I love that people, when they see you come out on stage, they clap for you and they scream, "I love you, Renae."
I was gonna say that time they didn't
You
even
know.
Phoenix. They called me by my real name. They knew my real name.
The way you treat Steve is amazing. I treat my husband like shit too. Like, it was awesome. So then you only came in for Thursday. You left, and
Yeah.
And then again, it's funny because people post pictures of, and we did work out somewhat of a meet and greet, but so we did a meet and greet, took pictures.
Yeah.
So then the next day, everybody was like, "Where's Captain Evil?" They were expecting you to be there.
Yeah.
So-
I just flew in for the kickoff, and then I flew back out to be with the kids.
Oh my gosh. And then right before I walk on stage Friday.
Second night, you're on stage. I have the kiddos in bed with me, actually, and they're passed out, but I'm laying there quietly. And Dave, opening act, Dave calls me. First he calls me, but since the kids are asleep, I don't answer. And then he texts me, he says, "It's an emergency." And
You're
I'm
like, "Oh shit, Steve went to jail."
Yeah. Well, I was like, what happened? Like, I thought it was you passed out or something with your teeth or whatever, but I panicked. And then he texts me, "Steve's okay, but it's important." And I was like, "Dave, you said in the text, Steve is okay, but we're having a work emergency." Like, there's a better way to lead into that, so I'm not in a panic.
Yeah, no, okay, well, and he, I literally had my phone to cousin Dwayne and I go, you got to help me get to Chicago. So then everybody's panicking, right?
We didn't say, so the flight got canceled.
My
right?
flight got canceled.
Like,
I don't know-
completely canceled.
Which, by the way,
right?
I don't know what the fuck is
What's
going on
with
at
our canceled flights?
American Airlines. I don't know what's going on with American Airlines. It's becoming an abusive relationship. I tweeted it yesterday. I'm so
You're
over.
laughing in bed at your tweets to American Airlines last night.
I'm so done. I don't know what the fuck. They're going to cost me my job, my work. They're going to disappoint people because they can't get their shit together. It's bullshit.
Well, now you're never getting concierge key or whatever they call it.
Well, I fly me, Timmy, Dave every week.
Yeah.
And then you fly with me quite a bit to the point where you're platinum. Mm-hmm. Garrett flies with me to the point where he's platinum. And I can't be concierge key? How much fucking money do I need to spend, American Airlines? Jesus. After this, it's private. The amount of money I spend with American Airlines. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway, we're in a panic trying to figure out how the hell you guys are going to get to Chicago before showtime.
Holy shit. So finally we figured it out. But now I have to wake up and get on the 6 a.m. flight.
Yeah.
When before I was on a noon flight, I would have been able to sleep in. Granted, I'm there with dental surgery. Whatever's going on, my throat starts to hurt.
Yeah.
So I end up on antibiotics. Now I'm on antibiotics. My throat hurts. I can't figure out what it is. I don't know if it's strep or what. I know it's not COVID because I took a home test
Yeah.
in the freaking hotel room in Phoenix and got an IV.
Yeah.
It's not COVID. I've got my throat's in pain. I'm on antibiotics. I fly to Chicago. Oh my God, Renae. I was so bummed that you didn't get to see downtown Chicago. My hotel was overlooking Wrigley Field. And as a kid, for me, growing up in Gregory, Portland, Texas, loving baseball, the only games you could watch back then were on WGN. WGN was a station out of Chicago. Yes. And whatever they were airing in Chicago, they aired in Texas.
Yeah?
So you're watching Chicago shit in Texas. But the only baseball...
Oh, yeah, because that's how people watched Oprah, right? Because wasn't she WGN too?
The only baseball we would get daily was the Cubbies. So I would watch Wrigley Field as a child and just go, wow.
Yeah.
You know, that, and then to be downtown, to be there, to be across from Wrigley Field. There's a big old Harry Carey statue that I went and I had to go.
Harry Carey? I don't know.
Yeah, he's the
Who's
old,
Harry
he was
Carey?
Announcer, yeah.
Oh, I was like, I don't know who Harry Carey is.
He would get so drunk.
He was
so great.
on air?
On air. It was the best. Harry Carey. I'm Harry Carey. I remember one time we were watching the Cubs play and they had Sammy Sosa on their team. Mm-hmm. And he would always say random shit because he was drunk.
Yeah.
Right? And I wish somebody could find the clip, but he goes, you know, Sammy Sosa's name spelled backwards is Osos. Osos. And I remember me and Gabe Leal were like,
what is happening?
What the fuck is he talking about, right? But, you know, Chicago just had such good energy. It was 68 degrees. People were out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome. So ended up, and that theater just felt awesome.
The Vic?
The Vic Theater.
The Vic Theater?
Built in like 1912. Just, it had the old smell and feel, and
I'm bummed. I love an old theater.
The employees love to work there.
Yeah.
You know, when you go into a theater, yeah, and don't get me wrong, the Orpheum is beautiful, but it didn't have the. It's a great theater. I love performing there. It didn't have the feel of this one.
Yeah.
You know, this one had the like.
Well, but you know what? Chicago has a theater culture. Right. Yeah.
But the people that work there, that's their dream job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They look the part. They've got the tattoos and the radio. And you can tell that their goal was to work in the theater.
Yeah.
Right? So I just want to thank the people of Phoenix, of Chicago for... You know, we kicked off the theater tour. They didn't think we could do it. So they put us in small theaters and we sold out 2.
Yeah.
So
such a great energy, like so much love, such a great energy.
It was awesome, man. And it really is growing so fast and so, I'm a little overwhelmed.
And it's both. It's like, at least the night I was there in Phoenix, it was people who have seen you, like they said, I've seen you 5-6 times. And it was also people who this was their first time to come out and see you do comedy just because they'd seen clips on Facebook or and heard your voice on TikTok.
I love that, you know, there's the originals that are like, I brought them. And now they love you. Don't act like I loved him before you.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell people I'm like that. You know, back in the day, you would buy an album, and then you would listen to the album, the whole album, and then like track 3, you would fall in love with that song, and you thought, oh, this song's not playing on the radio, it's mine. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, they're playing it on the radio, and you're like, I loved that song before everybody, right? So it was really special, and the crazy part was so then we come back, we're supposed to podcast.
Yes.
What do we have going on? It was crazy last week.
You had a private event down south that we had to get down to.
That's
but
right.
No, but wait, but we were supposed to leave earlier and then stuff kept happening. And so
I got home.
We weren't able to go.
I got home Sunday to find out that Garrett had strep.
That's what it was. Yes.
So Garrett had strep. When I tell you I'm wiped, I am wiped because I am sick with probably strep. You know, you said you didn't think it was strep throat, but I'm wiped Sunday. I was supposed to fly. These are the high expectations.
I think it's because you're not even supposed to fly after dental surgery, Steve Trevino. Something about like the altitude or something. I don't know what it has to do with it, but you're not supposed to do that either.
This is the kind of high expectations my wife has for me. She goes, when you get home, we'll drive to Rockport. So I'm going to do a full weekend of theater shows, fly to Phoenix, fly to Chicago, fly home, and then drive her and the family to Rockport, which I normally have the energy for that.
Yeah.
And I normally would have no problem doing that. But I got home and I was like, man, I said, Renae, I'm beat, man. And she goes, well, Garrett's sick
Garrett
too.
was pretty pathetic.
She goes, why don't I got to take him to the doctor tomorrow.
We knew we had Orlando coming up, and so we were going to do Disney with the kids. And I was like, we cannot take a sick kid to Disney. I thought maybe it was an ear infection. I was like, I can't put a kid with an ear infection on a plane. Like, he's got to see a doctor.
So then that turned out to be late. So we couldn't podcast Monday because I was sick and doctor's appointments. And then all of a sudden we were like, okay, well, I don't think Monday we're going. Oh no, Monday we did
podcast Monday, but then the sound card was screwed up.
Didn't work, and then we had to go to Rockport because I had an event in Corpus Christi on Wednesday.
Yeah.
To then drive home Wednesday night
after the event, load the kids back up in the car,
and get to the airport at 7 a.m. to then fly to Orlando, where I was this week, and show sold out so fast in Orlando, and
even the added show on Sunday
so fast, and the crowd was amazing. But I started getting a little scared.
About what?
Well, because I was still sick.
Oh yeah,
I was on antibiotics, and I'm like on day 7 of being sick, or day 5.
Yeah.
Of being sick, and I mean, after a while, you're like, look, I can deal with being sick, but 5 days, man, I'm ready to be over.
But you know
this
what?
shit.
I have to say this time, usually you're like notorious for when you start to feel sick, you go get an IV, you shut it down, and you sleep. And you're like, if I can just sleep or rest for 24 hours, I'll be back at it tomorrow.
Well, I didn't have the opportunity.
And this time, you just didn't have the chance to do that.
I didn't have the opportunity because my wife was like, I want to go to Rockport. Take me to Rockport. So I was totally out of it. And that's what sucks is I did go on stage Friday.
Yeah.
Both shows. And then I started losing my voice because of my throat.
Well, we did Disney all day Friday.
Yep.
Before your 2 shows.
Yep. Captain Evil had me at Disney all day Friday. And then, which I was happy to do. But, God, Disney, let me tell you something.
We did Magic Kingdom on Friday.
We did Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
The lack of fucks that they give in their restaurants is unbelievable. Yeah. I am yet to have a decent meal and we tried.
And the food is so expensive.
Oh
it's like God, airport prices.
And we set up reservations and we're like, well, let's find a nice place. You have to get reservations. We got reservations. Garbage. Fucking garbage.
No, you know what? I think Dave was right. Dave said that Disney is not about the food. It's all about the snacks, the Dole Whip, oh my God, we had the most amazing, you didn't get to taste it, but we had this Mickey Mouse marshmallow that was coated in red candy sugar, almost like a candied apple, but a marshmallow. And I don't know why it tasted like strawberry. It was delicious. It was one of the best things I've ever had. So Disney is about the snacks, I think, not about the food.
And Garrett had a great time. Delilah, man, I'm telling you, that little girl, she's just got me. She the way she sat down on the side of the curb with her little legs and she sat there with her little, oh my God, she wouldn't take the damn shoes off.
Oh, those might be the best $10 I ever spent. The nice sneakers I bought her to wear, she and I both blisters, but the $9.99 jelly little slippers with Minnie Mouse ears and a polka dot bow on the end of them were like comfy, and she refused to take them off.
She had those little shoes on. And the way she sat down on the little curb to watch the parade, and she'd look back at me like, "Are you seeing this?" Like, and so that it was, I remember, talking to a friend, and a friend of mine goes, man, he's like, "Fuck, man, I have a kid now, and I have to go sit through fucking Paw Patrol, or Peppa Pig on ice, or Disney on ice," and I said, "Dude, it has nothing to do with," I go, "You are going to love it."
Yeah. It's seeing their reaction.
He goes, "I'll never love it. It's bullshit." I go, "You're not going to care about the show.
Yeah.
You're going to care about what the reaction that your kid is having."
And then you do it. And the truth is, like we did it with Garrett, we're doing it with Delilah, and we are so loving watching her experience it. She's not going to remember any of it. Garrett doesn't remember. We went when I was pregnant with Delilah, and Garrett doesn't remember.
No, but I told you, they're soaking it in.
Yeah.
They're experiencing it. You know, it's really crazy that you go, okay, they're not going to remember. However, Delilah has turned into an amazing traveler.
Yeah.
She knows how to travel now. She wants to get on the plane. She gets her little seat. She sits down and she goes, Coco Melon. Coco Melon. And I just like, give her Coco Melon.
Right when they start to get like comfortable and figure it out and they're good with the headphones and they get how the headphones work, then it's time to start paying for a plane ticket. Then they're 2 and you got to buy them a ticket.
Yeah, no, but she's really figuring it out. But, you know, you realize that they're learning so much.
Yeah.
You know, and the shows were great. The shows were, I mean, I just, again, the reaction from the crowd, the way that people, and you came to one show.
The kids and I came to one show. Garrett really, he had, you know, I realized he hadn't like gone to a show and gone on stage in a really long time. So he really wanted to do that.
He went on stage and he sang God Bless America.
Yeah.
Which was freaking awesome. You know, and it's just one of those things where, I mean, it's just a proud dad moment.
Yeah. I mean, they were sweet. They gave him a standing ovation. They all stood up and clapped.
He deserved
for
it. He sings it well.
Yeah.
He sings it strong. He gets on stage and he freaking delivers it. He deserves it. And you know, he likes to sell merch afterward.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to sell merch, Dad. I'm going to sell merch. So, I mean, then,
but he wants to help set it up. Like he told me, he's like, did Timmy already go out to set up the merch? Like he really wants to do that.
But Friday night I came home or came to the hotel. Oh my God, I was miserable.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I don't do a meet and greet. I did not do the meet and greet.
I was shocked when you said that. Yeah.
I was losing my voice. My throat hurt so bad.
Yeah.
That I was honestly a little scared. I was like, oh my God, this is something serious.
Yeah.
Because I had never had a sore throat for that many days. And I was and I am still on antibiotics.
But you flew and you talk for hours on end. Like you are not the typical patient.
No, but still, I'm also not the typical patient in that I heal very quickly. But man, it fucked me up. And I got home Friday and you go, look, we're going to Animal Kingdom tomorrow. Just sleep.
Yeah.
Just sleep. And to be honest with you, I think that's what
helped
me get better because I hadn't slept and I was able to sleep, you know, for 10 hours.
And it's hard when we're all sharing a hotel room. Like, you know, we have to like get out so that you can actually have some proper rest and not hear us banging around and, you know.
And for me, I mean, 4 hours for me, I'm good.
Yeah.
4 hours of sleep is what I go on almost every single day. 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, man, no problem.
Yeah.
If I get 6 hours of sleep, that's a lot of sleep for me. And I feel great. I mean, like 6 hours and I'm like, wow, man, I'm ready to go. So, you know, for me to sleep 10 hours, my body needed it.
Yeah. Is that how long you slept? You really slept that whole time we were gone?
About 10 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Miss Dora just told me, text me, no COVID, thank you, Jesus.
Oh.
So Miss Dora was sick today, poor Miss Dora. And
was worried she had COVID.
Well, I'm excited because Renae is a September birthday. September 1st. As you guys know, because we always make a big fucking deal on this podcast. And then my mom is September 9th.
Yeah.
So Renae and my mom are going to come and my kids are going to come to Miami.
We are to celebrate my birthday. And while we're talking about this, I just got a Google notification today about some website that put out my age and says I'm 43 years old.
Well, you are.
No, I'm not close to 43. I am not even close to 43.
Well, and what's funny...
But one website put it out wrong, and Mom like screenshot it and sent it to me and was like, what do you got to do to get this fixed? Like, who is putting out these lies?
Because your mom felt old. Your mom was like, wait a minute, I don't have a 43-year-old daughter.
And now, whatever website put it out, like this one was some website in India that's just like regurgitating this horrible information, horribly inaccurate information.
Well, I thought it was funny because we took my goddaughter with us to to Disney, And it was so funny as well. Of course, we took a picture with her. She's our family, and she's our goddaughter. And, she's my sister Victoria's middle child.
And Delilah looks like her, actually.
And Delilah looks a lot like her.
Yeah.
And all these people were like, "Oh my God, Steve! I didn't know Steve had an older daughter."
But they were sweet about it. Though they were like, "It's none of our business." But who is that girl in the photos with you?
So that's what we're gonna see on the website. Steve reconnects with his estranged daughter. No, it's my goddaughter.
No, but someone was like, they were like, if it is, like, talk about that on the podcast because that's a really interesting topic, like blended families and stepchildren. And
No. She is not. I hope there's not a Steve Trevino daughter or son out there. I pray, because then I would feel so terrible.
Yeah.
And I've heard that happen to people where, 9 years has gone by and then they call and go, "Oh, hey, by the way, you have a kid." And I think like, oh my gosh, I would be devastated.
Yeah.
Because I have a sense of responsibility, and I have a inside me, I want to be a good father.
Yeah.
And for me to find out, oh my gosh.
Oh, you would find all the ways to make up for it.
I would try.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't fix that. What do you say? Your mom's a bitch. She didn't tell me. What do you want me to do? Like, what can you do? It's hard. So then, speaking of American Airlines,
are you going to tell them about your tweets?
No, holy crap. So then again, Garrett starts school tomorrow.
Yeah.
We had already missed Meet the Teacher.
Yes. We missed Meet the Teacher because we were in Orlando, and they were very sweet. They're not allowing, as like heightened security, they're not allowing parents to come into the school on the first day of school. And so Garrett was a little nervous about not knowing his teacher and where her classroom was. And they said, you know what, why don't you come up to the school on Monday? You guys can see the classroom where Garrett's going to be. You can meet his teacher. He can see where his desk is. You can drop off his school supplies, like the whole thing. So we had set up that we were flying in and we just head straight to the school.
And then, right when I walk on stage, Sunday night, same thing. American Airlines cancels my flight.
No, but the message I got was just that it's been delayed 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, no big deal. Like,
I don't know how they get away with this shit.
I don't know.
I don't know how they get away with delayed 30 minutes when I know it's not going out.
Yeah.
I am at 1 million miles with American Airlines. That's just American Airlines. I can tell you the abbreviations of every airport in this country. I can tell you if you're flying United, I can tell you where you connect. I can tell you what flights
the hubs of each airline.
I know what gates we're flying into. I know, like, I fly that much.
Yeah.
And I happen to know that you fucking know that we're not flying out.
Well, I should have known when I looked down, because now in the app you can see like your plane, where it's coming from, or if it has left or whatever. And the plane, when it said it was 30 minutes delayed, the plane had not left yet, and it was saying it was coming in at 1 a.m. So even if it comes in at 1 a.m. to have the crew to turn, I don't know.
So then,
I don't know how all that works.
American Airlines completely reschedules us for Tuesday morning.
Yeah, a whole day later.
Who does that to people?
A whole day later.
Who's like, oh yeah, you're not going home. Just figure it out.
Well, the woman, when I spoke to her, she was like, well, no, I called, and then you can't even speak to a human. They're like, we'll call you back in 2 hours. And I'm like, I'm not going to just sit here and wait for 2 hours. Meanwhile, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and we're supposed to leave the next morning. And I'm like, if I wait for 2 hours, then I'm up till midnight, and I still don't know what's happening.
Garrett starts school on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're not, my son's not missing the first day of school because mommy wants to take him to fucking Disneyland. So I ended up getting a flight first thing in the morning on Southwest Airlines.
We just bought another plane ticket.
Oh my gosh. And I almost lost it on the girl today.
What?
This morning.
Oh, you did. You don't like the passive aggressive nice, or like the condescending nice?
Condescending nice.
Yes.
They're not nice.
Yeah.
But they say nice things.
And they say it with a smile.
With a smile.
And their voice has a certain tone to it. That's like,
sweetie.
This. Yes.
Sweetie, I already told you I can't help you.
You need a computer to do that.
I don't have a computer. And
I'm not a computer.
And I am not the type to not speak up. I always speak up, and I don't take no shit. And I called her out, and I go, you know what? I don't appreciate your passive aggressive attitude. And she goes, what? Sweetie, I'm not being passive aggressive. I'm like, bitch, you're being
I'm
passive
just doing my job.
I'm just doing my job. And I wanted to kill her. But I was
at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I was so fucking annoyed. But we made it. We got home.
We did.
I finally feel better. My voice
They were
is
very
back.
friendly on Southwest. We like sat in the back of the plane, and you slept the whole flight, but the gentleman was so nice.
He was great.
He came back.
Great.
He's like, if you need something else for the baby, he's like, he came back. He's like, do you want more coffee?
I gotta say, every time I fly Southwest, the employees seem to like to be there.
Yeah, they're even like making jokes with each other and friendly
laughing,
banter.
They were having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, he was very sweet to us.
Yeah.
You know, and he actually came up to me and he was like, I gotta tell you, he goes, your kids are so polite. Did he tell you that too?
He did not, but she did. She came and she said, I just have to compliment you on your son's manners. She goes, that's amazing.
She goes, I mean, you know, Garrett gets that a lot, and I'm glad he does, but you know, he didn't have to do that flight attendant, you know, and it was just, I mean, one of the main reasons I don't fly Southwest is because it feels like a cattle call.
Well, they don't have a proper first class, right? It's
no
like
first class. It is definitely a cattle call.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, the reason I do fly American is because they have the most direct flights out of Austin or San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I can fly first class when I'm doing these brutal runs, and they'll feed you.
Yeah.
So I can count on, okay, I'm going to get there for a 7 a.m. flight. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get comfortable. I'm going to eat my breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sleep in a nice cushy chair. So
Yeah.
that's one of the main reasons that I don't jump over to Southwest. But every time I have gone to Southwest, my experience has been pleasant.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that the cattle call part, that's the
Right.
only part I hate. This getting this long, crazy fucking line.
You are like, it's an anxiety or a habit thing that I don't have, that you have. As soon as it's time to board, like even 4 or 5 minutes before it's time to board, you are like lined up there ready. Like you have to be, what is it? That feeling that like you have to be the first one to board the plane. Meanwhile, I have Delilah. I'm like, listen, let's wait to coop this child up as long as possible.
No, but I've told you before, my best sleep is on a plane. There's something for me, something about me. I'm able to sleep really, really well on a plane.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple of factors. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. You don't have to worry about phone calls or emails. And I pass out. So I'm eager to get on the plane because I want to put my hat over my head and take a nap.
Gotcha.
That's
you'll be asleep before the plane even takes off.
Yeah,
You're passed out.
I'm like Delilah and Garrett in the car, right? They get in the car and
not Delilah, but Garrett.
Garrett's out,
Yeah.
right? So I wanted to. I like getting on quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and then Megan, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up. Gosh, you know, Megan's so sweet.
I didn't get to see her.
You went to high school with her.
I did. She and I were high school classmates, and we are not 43 years old.
And her she came to the show and she came to Vegas to hang out with us, and she's just a happy-go-lucky girl.
Yeah.
You know, she's never in a bad mood. She's just got this kind of.
She's like, yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, she has.
You want to
kind
play
of
craps, Steve? Let's go play craps.
She's definitely got like a fuck it attitude, right?
Yeah.
And she's a lot of fun. And then she brought her mom, and I hadn't.
It was her mama's birthday.
I know, it was her birthday, so happy birthday. But I just want to compliment her and her soul and the kind of person she is, because there are people that you meet that are just kind.
Yeah.
Right? She feels warm to me.
Her mom too.
Her mom is what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Megan.
Oh, Megan's got like a freaking rock star. Let's go. I'm down for whatever. What are we doing attitude. But her mom just has this very beautiful aura and
there's like something calming about her, but at the same time, she like loves life. Like,
right. I mean,
which
she's
is where Megan must get that. Like, I'm up for anything.
But she's the kind
attitude.
of woman that I really feel like I could sip coffee with her in the morning. You know, and just sit with her. I don't even have to talk. I could just sit with her. You know, but she came up to me and she said, "Hey, I've made this quilt."
They sent me a picture.
Holy shit!
I got chills when I saw the quilt.
I did not know what to expect.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what I pictured in my head. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is a queen.
Oh, I can't wait to see it in person.
It is a queen size quilt with the American red and white stripes with these beautiful stars, and it fits on a queen size bed.
Yeah.
And she's going to give it to us for veterans.
She made it for Helicopters for Heroes, for the action for Helicopters for Heroes.
Renae, I did not know what to think.
Yeah.
I did not know what to expect. You know, and of course, any donation is welcome.
Yeah.
We will find a home for that donation, whatever you want to give.
Yeah.
But this quilt, I mean, Renae, floored.
Yeah.
When I saw, beautiful. I mean, I was taken by it.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, just the picture. I didn't see it in person, but just the picture Megan sent me. I told her
I might have to.
I told her I had chills. Yeah.
I might have to buy it. You know, I mean, I think that quilt can bring us. My prediction is it could bring us anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
Well, I know. Didn't you say something about she's like, I'm not going to give it to you just yet because I'm going to enter it into a contest. So it very well may be an award-winning quilt.
It is, Renae. You saw the pictures.
Yeah, the picture. When she told me and I saw the picture, I teared up.
But here's the thing about. There's always a way that you can give back.
Yeah.
You know, by using your talents. By donating your time. You don't always have to have money.
Yeah.
You don't have to have celebrity. You don't have to have a platform. You don't have to have quilting skills. She took something that she is good at and has a passion for.
Yeah.
Put in the time. And because of that time, she's going to donate that quilt. I'm telling you, we're going to get $2,000 to $5,000. I think it might even go for almost 10. Renae, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in it. I would pay $4.
Yeah. For
a homemade quilt like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Oh, I want to see it in person.
I was, and she goes, it's for a queen size bed. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I didn't know what I pictured.
Yeah.
When I heard quilt and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow, thank you. And then I saw the picture and I go, what? And her mom is just, again, this sweet, kind lady.
Yeah.
You know, who I really enjoyed her in my green room. And it's so funny because everybody does this to me, you know. Steve, should we leave? You know, it's almost showtime. Do we need to give you time to prepare? And I'm like, no, I'm enjoying talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, sit down, let's chat, let's hang out, you know.
Yeah.
And again, you know, people, whatever the cause is that you love, find a way to give to that cause. There is a way.
Yeah.
You know, and that quilt and the love and the passion and the time that she put into that quilt is going to help somebody, specifically a veteran who needs it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, man, you know, Old Salt Coffee. Hey, let's be creative. How can we find a way to give back to veterans?
Yeah.
Right? Aztec Chevrolet in the community, constantly giving back any way that they can.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, it was just a really special thing that happened in the green room, but I really just enjoyed her company.
Yeah.
She's just a beautiful lady on her birthday, very humble, very kind, there's just something special about her. You know, and she kept telling us, you know, well, I have these tickets if you want to go to the, you know, how did she get tickets?
Her husband worked for Disney. So I don't know. I guess if you're like a certain higher up or something at Disney, you have essentially so many lifetime passes.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
So that's how they ended up in Orlando.
Yes. Yeah.
But it was all in all, it's been a very, very exciting 2 weeks. And then, here we are on Monday night after putting our children to bed. And then Renae gets in here. She goes, I'm a little hot. I'm like, well, you're wearing a fucking coat.
Well, no, I mean, it's raining outside, so I'm dressed appropriate for the weather outside.
Oh, you going out in the rain later? Okay. That's why Renae...
I don't think I've ever done an episode with my hair in a bun, but we were up at, 4:45 this morning to catch a plane and have not stopped.
It always cracks me up. It always cracks me up.
When I travel with you,
yes,
how I'm much more understanding.
Well, no, because we get home and you're like, I need a nap. And when I would come home...
I didn't get to sleep on the plane, sir. I was taking care of the 1.5, almost 2-year-old.
I didn't get to sleep, ma'am, when I was doing shows at night.
I was pushing, we were going in whenever you did that. I was pushing a stroller with a 30-pound baby in it and a 45-pound kid on the kickboard.
And then we have this new friend. His name is Jeff, and there's also something about him.
Yeah,
Jeff just has this bounce about him.
Yeah,
he's not the youngest guy in the room, but he just has a young. You know how you meet older people and they have a young energy.
They're sprightly.
Maybe that's the word.
I don't know.
Jeff came and it was so great because Jeff himself is really, really talented. He's a very, very successful businessman and entrepreneur and
public speaker.
A public speaker. So after the show, it was really cool that he was like, because he saw me in Oxnard.
Yeah, they just happened to be in town.
And then he saw me here where they live in Orlando. Mm-hmm. And he goes, man, the way you changed that joke and the way you made that joke work, him and his wife, to now, the way it is now, they go, Steve, it was funny, but it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
And now it's funny and it works. And the way I was like, wow, it was so cool that Jeff understood and his wife understood what I try to do.
Also, the joke that we're referring to in particular, the way you were saying it seemed a little offensive. And I think it just goes to show the transformation of a joke and the crafting of every single word and
presentation.
You don't write things down. You figure it out on stage. So it's you almost, it makes it, can I be honest? It makes it scary to put something out there that could be seen as offensive or insensitive. And it's just sort of your process of trying to find the funniest way to tell that particular story.
Yeah. And I don't want to give that joke away because it's on the new tour, but I was aware that it did come off as mean.
Yeah.
Right. I was aware of that, but I didn't know how to figure it out. So I had to keep doing it on stage. However, to answer your question about, it could be misconstrued.
Yeah.
Right. To be rude. Right. Maybe in that moment, somebody films me and they go, oh my gosh, look at Steve.
He's a bigot or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Bigot. How old are you? You must be 43. He's one of them bigots. See? Gonna have me a sody pop later. He's a bigot. I don't know. It's different without Rick. But to answer that question, I think that people know who I am inside.
Yeah.
I think people know that there is not a bigoted bone in my body.
Yeah.
I think people know that I love everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that comes across on stage. And I think that there are people that could say the same things that I say and you wouldn't buy it. And you wouldn't understand it. And you would go, this guy's an asshole. This guy's a bigot.
Yeah.
Right. But if you see me do it, you go, well, I don't think he meant it that, because there is a I know who I am and I know that there is not I love everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, all walks of life. I love talking to them. I love learning about them. I love humans, man.
Yeah.
And I think that comes off on stage. Same as the love that I have for you when I give you a hard time on stage. People know that I love you.
Yeah.
people know that there is a love for you that I have that is real and honest. And I know, and I think that's why I'm able to also get away with the things that I get away with.
Yeah.
You know, much like Brad Garrett. You know, Brad Garrett is a guy that walks on stage.
And just picks on everyone. He's the whole front row.
He's like the new Don Rickles.
Yeah.
To me, he's like a new, I mean, this guy makes fun of every race and everybody in his audience. And there's just a charm and a kindness.
You love him.
About him that you know it's not in malice.
Right. It's not mean-spirited.
It's not mean-spirited. You can tell in his heart and in his soul that he's a good person.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's why Brad Garrett is able to get away with what he's able to get away with.
Yeah.
There are some comics that you know they're a bad person.
But Brad carries himself around like this jolly giant, you know? He doesn't go on stage with an attitude.
And you would think he would because, I mean, he's, in my opinion, he's a legit star.
Sure.
He's somebody that is pop culture. He's somebody that is on TV every single day of the week.
With Everybody Loves Raymond.
Isn't that crazy?
And then his voice, all the things he's been like, the animated characters he's played.
But isn't it crazy to think Brad Garrett is on TV every single day?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And he walks around with this great attitude and he's so caring and kind and I don't know, maybe I've told this story on the podcast before, but I'll tell it again if I hadn't, and if I have already told the story, forgive me. You know, when we were performing together, and oh, by the way, he used to, you know, back then, you know, when I would perform with him, I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing great.
Yeah.
And we would sell those damn DVDs after the show, and Brad would have guests of his come in, and they'd be like, "Oh, you know, Steve's great," you know, Brad's friends, and Brad would be like, "Take a DVD," and he would just start handing out my shit to all his friends, and then afterwards he'd give me like $600.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the kind of guy he is. And then one time there was 3 or 4 girls in the audience completely bald. Do you remember this?
That I remember. I don't remember the story about the DVDs, but I do remember that. Yeah.
But so there's these 4 girls in the audience, and they're completely bald, and not young girls, you know. And Brad tells me, he goes, "Go find out what's going on with those girls that are bald." So I go over and I say, "Hey," I said, "You know, what's up with the baldness?" You know, and they said, "Well, we didn't know each other 3 years ago. However, we all ended up in MD Anderson fighting cancer together, and we became friends, and we said that when we are clear of cancer, we're all going to Vegas."
Yeah.
So here we are. We are all clear of cancer, and now here we are in Vegas. I said, "Do you want to meet Brad Garrett?" And they were like, "Oh my God, yes." So I take them back and I say, "Brad, I got the story. They're all here because they survived cancer." Brad takes pictures with them. Brad hangs out with them. Brad talks to them. And then he goes, what game do you like to play? And they go, "Oh, well, we don't really gamble, but, you know, we do play roulette." Brad goes, "Come with me." Takes them to the roulette table, hands them all $1,000 each. By the way, tells the pit boss, that's the kind of celebrity he is. He's fucking badass. He was like, "Hey, can we open up this table? Can you get me a dealer?" Completely closed. And the guy's like, "Oh, Mr. Garrett, of course." Opens up the table. It's me, Brad, and these 4 girls.
Yeah, 3 girls.
3 girls. And Brad gives them all $1,000.
Yeah.
And sits there and plays roulette with them. And I remember like, wow, what a fucking great guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I've learned so much from Brad and his generosity and the way that he does things. So I will leave you on that beautiful story of my friend Brad Garrett. And that was another great podcast.
Yes. Can we talk about where you're coming and how people can get tickets and all of that just really quick?
You just set me up with a joke, and it was too dirty.
Oh.
It was too dirty, but everybody knows the joke. Can we tell everybody?
It was in that negligee that you texted me a picture of that was in the hotel room.
Now we have to tell the story. She leaves Thursday or Friday morning
After
from Phoenix. Friday morning after Phoenix. Saturday morning, 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, whenever, man, and I always take my dirty underwear and I always throw them in a hotel room in the corner so that I know that those are my dirty underwear. So I'm getting the plastic bag to put my dirty clothes in the dirty underwear. Well, one of the dirty underwear kind of slid behind the sink. So I get down on my knees, like I got to get down there and get it. And then in the very back is like a silk whatever.
A negligee, a night dress.
But I didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, Renae must have left it here. I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to get to the airport. I just throw it in the fucking bag. And we get to Chicago and cousin Dwayne's there. And I go, dude, I don't know if this is Renae's or not. Oh, no. Dwayne goes, what is this? And I go, I think it's Renae's. And he picks it up. And it is disgusting. It is dirty. Like whoever wore it rolled around in the dirt.
It was that bad?
It was dirty.
All I know is you texted me a picture of this, and it's clearly a nightie with like spaghetti straps, and it's got red kisses, red lips all over it. I'm like, no,
I don't even know where
mine.
you buy that shit. Like, it was so cheapy. And I go, Renae, is this yours? And she was like, no. And then
I text you back, WTF question mark.
Dwayne goes, no way, that's Renae's. It was so fucking funny.
Anyway, I don't know how we ended up talking about that, but Steve's going to be in Wichita.
Yes. I'm going to be in Wichita. I'm going to be in...
hopefully no one leaves nighties in your room.
I'm going to be in Miami. Very excited. Coño, brother. Miami.
Yes.
I love Miami.
Yeah.
I love Miami. Just love Miami.
We're in Wichita. I don't have my phone. I usually have my phone in here with me, and I can see on the calendar.
Garden.
I know you're doing the botanical gardens, but where are you doing after Wichita? You're in Wichita one night, and then you go someplace else.
The night before, I'm in the night that when this airs, I will be in Washington, Illinois.
There you
which
go.
is by Peoria.
Gotcha.
Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah.
No, they were from Aurora. And then I will be in Wichita, then Miami, right?
I think so. I don't know. Life is a blur right now. Life is such a blur.
Yes. Then Miami, then Odessa. Oh, listen to this.
Oh, yeah. You're like Odessa. You're in Midland. You're in Dallas.
I'm in Odessa on Thursday. I'm in Dallas on Friday. I'm in Amarillo on Saturday. Sunday, if you're up for it, I want to go see Pitbull in Houston. Go say hi to our friend Armando. And then the next week's going to be
brutal,
insane.
You go back to Orlando for a private gig.
I have a private gig in Orlando on Tuesday, September 13th. And then I fly back on September 14th. And then I have Dallas on September 15th. And then I have Bakersfield, California on the 16th. And then I have 2 shows in Atlantic City on the 17th. So... And then I'll get home Sunday, and then Renae will say,
we'll go on a trip.
Go cut the yard. But don't forget, guys, pick Cherries. That is a huge part of mine and Renae's life. And if you guys download it, it could change our lives.
Oh, pick and Cherries. I just watched, there is a Pick Cherries. Have we already talked about this? Of when I shocked you? There's like so many good little cherries from the old episodes. So if you guys are like watching old stuff, pick some cherries.
Yes, please do. And once again, the love that you guys are giving us is just overwhelming and awesome. And just, I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you for this beautiful life that you have provided us. Thank you. Till next time. Oh, like, share, and review. And we love reading the comments. So please read the comments, and even the whapa guy.
Yes.
We always get a whapa.
Oh my God. Delilah in the green room, when she was saying, she was tossing plates, and she was saying opa, but it sounded like she was saying whapa.
We love you guys. Thank you. Good night.